In the last video, we added some code so that we can add values and errors to our stream controller. And we said that we would like to capture any errors that are emitted by our stream. So to do that, we can head to our listen method, and in here we can add a new argument called onError, which is a callback that takes one error parameter. And in here we can add some error handling code. So let me just show you what happens if I run my code again, now that I've added the onError callback. And as you can see, the error line disappears. And this indicates that my code is no longer throwing an error. And if I want, I can now add my error handling code. So for example, here I could just print the error. And here I can start the code again. And I can now see that the error line is now a regular console log, which is printed by my print statement over here. Okay, so we have now seen how to detect errors that travel across the stream. The next thing that I want to talk about is how to close the stream. And what do I mean by that? Well, in addition to data and errors, there is one more event that a stream can send, and that event is called done. So what that means is that after a stream has emitted that done event, then the stream can no longer emit data. So the way that we emit a done event is by calling a method on the stream controller called close. So let's try that. In here we can add a controller.close line. And just as we added a new callback to our stream listener to detect any errors, then we can also add a separate callback to detect when the stream is done. So that callback is called onDone. It takes no parameters, and in the body we can say print done, like this. So once again, we can run our code, and we can see that after the error line, we now get a new line called done. So as an experiment, we can see what happens if we try to add one more event to the stream after we have closed it. So here we can type add less than 5 with controller and 0, for example, and then we can try to run again. So this time the console just throws an exception, and this is telling us that we can't add an event after closing. So in summary, what we have learned is that there are 3 types of events that can be sent to a stream. And these 3 types of events are data, errors, and done. So we can use the stream controller sync to send data and errors to our stream. And that we can call the stream controller.close method to send the done event to our stream. And after that, we can't add any more data to it. And in general, it is good practice to close our stream controllers if we know that they are not going to push any more values to the stream. And this is so that we can release of any resources that are associated with the stream. One last thing that I want to point out is that the data that we send to a stream can be of any type that we want. So to show you what I mean, let me clear these lines over here. And here I could add a few values of different types. So for example, controller.sync.add 10.0 or controller.sync.add a string, or even controller.sync.add, and here I could pass a collection of different values, and even the types of each value can be all different. Another string, and if I want, I can even type in controller.sync.add null as a value, and then I could run the code again. And what I can see is that the stream will happily take in all these values, and here they are all printed to console. Okay, so we have now completed our introduction to streams, and just to be clear, we haven't done a complete overview about streams just yet. Instead, we should be able to take what we have learned and start using streams in our Flutter application. So let's continue on the next video, and we will introduce additional concepts about streams as we make progress.